Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. Shalom. Um, I said I wasn't going to get back on here. And I don't know if I'll post this video or not. But the Most High has shown me some things that are just mind-blowing. And they could be just for me, or they could be meant to share with y'all. I don't know. So I guess I'm just gonna go with this and see how it goes, and just let the Most High lead me through His Ruach. And you know, we give Him all praise and all honor, all glory and all esteem, always. There's something that I've never told y'all. I keep this to myself, and for good reason. And there's something I that's well known to people of my ethnicity, the true people of my ethnicity. We don't talk about our ethnicity. Those who want to be us, they talk about it. That's one way you can point a poser out. You can see who a poser is versus someone who really is of my ethnic background. And I will tell you what that background is in just a moment. You know, I'm not going to stop looking for truth. I love truth. And especially in the time we're in, you know, I have children. I have to stay on guard. Like the Messiah said, if the strong man had watched, the thief would have not broken into his house and robbed him. Well, I'm going to stay on guard and at my post. And I'm sure I'll get mocked for saying that, and I don't care. So my mind had been made up. I was not going to make any more content until I saw this right here, this article. And as soon as I seen it, I surely thought that it was placed here for a reason, to mock and to let people know what they want to do, what these scumbags want to do. Just seeing this post, though, wasn't what made me want to make this video. You'll see what I'm talking about. But this article is what started my journey. And I call them journeys because they are. You know, I'm always looking for truth. I'm always reading and researching and studying and searching. But every once in a while, the Most High takes me down a journey that is just mind-blowing and can only be credited to Him revealing this truth to me, just to let me know that He has my back and that He is real, and that I don't have to worry about what people do. I can rest assured that the world will hate me and that He loves me. So this article says, did officials in Roman Britain throw condemned prisoners to the lions? And now we know, we've heard about, like we've seen the movie, what was it called? With Maximus, the gladiator, and we've heard of stuff like this. It says a key handle unearthed in Leicester suggests executions in imperial colonies involved wild animals. So we know, all through the scripture, people have been fed to the lions. Well, as soon as I seen this, I got, I thought to myself, yeah, they're letting us know what they would like to do to us. It says the key handle depicts a barbarian fending off a lion as 4 young onlookers watch in horror. And when I seen that word barbarian, it made me think of the research I've dug up looking at how the Roman Empire fell. And, it said that the barbarians were largely credited for bringing down that empire. And it was more than that. But they instigated it, I guess, and I think it just collapsed in on itself, and it was bound to anyways, just like this one. It's just bound to the way they're set up. But so I'm reading through this. Notice how this right away, right off the bat, that archaeologist, the word archaeologist is not misspelled, but the A is removed. Why that is, maybe that's for a reason, I don't know. Maybe that's some type of grammar or something that's nothing I've ever seen. Maybe y'all know what if there's a reason for that, I don't know. But I noticed that. But it says archaeologists in Leicester, England, say a bronze key handle depicting a lion fighting a man may reflect real executions that took place in Britain under Roman rule. This unique object gives us our most detailed representation of this form of execution found in Roman Britain, says John Pierce. That name John Pierce, I never noticed that before. I just noticed it just now. My uncle's name was John Pierce, and he's the only true great man I've ever known. And I named my son after him. My son's name is Blake John. John is after him. And I promise you, I never noticed that before. And like I've told you, a lot of this has my name all over it. It has me all in it. I never noticed that before. But he was like a dad to me. And I just witnessed, I mean, I didn't see it, but I've just had to go through the loss of his granddaughter, which was like a little sister to me at one time. And his wife, which was like a mother to me, just passed away. My dad had passed away here a few months back. In the cemetery where they placed him, me and my son, which is really my only friend, we're looking at my Uncle Jack's headstone. And it said my Aunt Beverly's, which was his wife's name. It said her name, it said her birth date, but it didn't say the day she passed, because she was still alive. But my son said, why is that? Why is that like that? And I explained that to him. I said, because someday when she passes away, she'll be buried right here next to Uncle Jack. We called him Jack, but his name was John. And I said, and when she does, the date that she dies will be put right there. Well, she just passed away, and not too long after that, her granddaughter, she was like my little sister. She looked just like my Uncle Jack. Passed away. Could be coincidental, I'm sure. But anyways, it says here, an archaeologist at King's College London, in a statement, as the first discovery of this kind, it illuminates, notice that, the brutal character of Roman authority in this province. Pierce and 2 colleagues published their analysis of the artifact in the journal Britannia this week. How I didn't notice that name before, I do not know, because I looked at every word in this article thoroughly. And I'm honestly thinking right now, I know it was there, it had to be there. I'm not, that naive, but how did I miss that? I don't know. Researchers from the University of Leicester Archaeological Services found the object, which measures more than 4 inches long, while excavating a Roman townhouse in 2017. There has been so much that has started in 2017. If you remember, when I made the X marks the spot video about the eclipses in Little Egypt and southern Illinois, which I am in Illinois right now, there's so much about that spot down there. It's crazy, but that eclipse happened in 2017, and the Revelation 12 sign happened in 2017. And I said in that video that it's my opinion, I feel like that is when the tribulation started. And now I don't know. I'm not going to say I know that for sure. I'm not arrogant, but it feels like that. I could be totally wrong. I don't know, but it feels that way because there's so much that would make me think that. A lot of people like to think that I get my ideas from just one video or something from YouTube, which is nonsense. There's so much information that it would just blow your mind if you knew how much stuff I've seen that makes me think that. It's not just 1 or 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 things. It's tons of them. I never mentioned this to you before, but when I was telling you about the Delta stuff, I was looking up the Delta in Albert Pike's book, Morals and Dogma. He said that they communicate with signs. They can't just have a meeting. They can't just call in a big, huge meeting with then everybody rush to the lodges and they go in there and say, okay, next Tuesday we're going to kick off this thing. They don't do it like that. They have just think of like the bat signal. They make a sign, and I believe that Kobe Bryant's death was the first sign that started it off for what we're witnessing right now, that started in 2020. But in 2017, okay, I'm going to tell you what happened that I believe was a sign to let them know what was going on. I've told y'all that Delta, it means a union. It's a triangle. It's a pyramid, okay? The 6-pointed star is a union between, it's 2 triangles, one up, one down. It's a male and a female. It's the sex act. It's the 6-pointed star. It's the cube. It's the Operation Warp Speed logo. It's light and darkness, good and evil. It's a door. Delta is a door. It means door. So does Dalet. So does the letter D. So is Yahusha. He is the mediator between us and the Most High. That 6-pointed star, which is 2 deltas, it is what connects the top of the tree of life to the bottom of the tree of life, the Kabbalah tree. The first cases of Delta was discovered in the town called Grand Junction, which is the same as a Delta, which is the same as Union. Union Junction, same thing. That is Grand Junction, though. where there is tons of 666 stuff, six-pointed stars, Star of David's, Mark of the Beast, so many things that relate to this that it's mind-numbing. And Delta, and Gates, and I could go on and on. But in 2017, in October, on October 31st, on a Delta flight, a man and a woman who were strangers, they said it did, in all the articles it said they did not know one another, performed a sex act on a Delta flight right in front of everybody. And they got charged. I believe that was a sign. I mean, it's just too coincidence. It's just too big of a quinky dink for me. And at that same, right around that same time, there was something going on with a Trump supporter, a popular Trump supporter. I had never heard of him or her, whatever you want to call it. It was a man who is a transgender who believes he's a woman now, named Delta, that is a transgender, who was someone had said something about him. So whatever you would call that, they, I don't even know what the word is for it. I can't even think of that right now, but there was some lawsuits going on that he was filing against some people that said some stuff about him being a woman or whatever you want to call it. But that's a union, okay? Transgender. His name is Delta, a Trump supporter. Are you going to tell me that that's just a coinky dink? No, it's not. I think that was the sign to let everyone know, yep, it's kicked off. Here we go. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am. All that was reported by the BBC News. They dated it to around 200 CE. The dig also uncovered Roman streets, mosaic floors, and a theater. When first found, it appeared as an indistinguishable bronze object, but after we carefully cleaned off the soil, remarkably, we revealed small faces looking back at us. It was absolutely astounding, says co-author Gavin Warp Speed, who led the excavations for ULAS in the statement. Nothing quite like this has been discovered anywhere in the Roman Empire before. The handle depicts a man fighting a smaller-than-life lion. Below the fight, 4 naked youths huddle in fear. The man's appearance, shirtless, with long hair and a big beard, is suggestive of a barbarian, or someone not of a Roman origin, writes Sarah Coscone for Arnet News. Roman law allowed criminals and prisoners of war to be thrown to wild beasts. This punishment, known as damnatio ad bestias. I don't know how to say that. I try to put the accent in there, to make it more, dramatic for you guys. Damnatio ad bestias. Served as a form of public entertainment. I bet it was. I bet they were really entertained, weren't they? And was often used to symbolize the destruction of Rome's enemies. But until now, scholars had little evidence that the practice took place in Britain, far from the empire's center. The Romans imported lions from Mesopotamia and North Africa to fight at the Colosseum, housing the animals in imperial parks. As Pierce tells the London Times, Nicholas Helen, it's possible the Romans transported some of the creatures to Britain too. You can imagine a journey by sea, probably to the mouth of the river Rhone, with the lion caged on board ship upriver to Lyons, then probably a wagon journey to the River Rhine, downriver and across the North Sea to London or the mouth of the Humber, he says. Speaking with Live Science's Laura Gegel, Pierce says the artifact's style suggests it was made locally. It is also not a standard genre scene of the type seen elsewhere in Roman art, so he suggests it marks a specific event, perhaps one seen in the province, he explains. The Romans built many amphitheaters in Britain. Typically, spectacles at these venues would have involved local animals like bulls, bears, and stags. The appearance of an imported lion, notes Pierce, would have lived long in the memory and could have prompted the creation of the key handle. Pierce says the find has encouraged researchers to re-examine a 4th century mosaic found in North Yorkshire in 1933 that features a lion and other exotic animals. It has always intrigued people because it's got a scene that looks really out of place, he tells the Times. It looks like a botched version of something you might find in North Africa. Now, I'm not going to keep reading this article, but Nick Cooper, look, I never noticed that name either, and that was my aunt, his wife's maiden name, Cooper. Look, and it says the key handle will go on display at the Jewelry Wall Museum in Leicester upon completion of a refurbishment project in 2023. Really? Okay. And there's so many just little ICUs, in this little article. But what happened, what I did was for some reason, I've studied the barbarians in the Roman Empire tons, and I never thought to myself, I wonder who the barbarians were. Never. For some reason, when I saw this the other night, I saw this where it said barbarian, and I wonder who the barbarians were. So I clicked on it. I'm going to click on it again, and I'll continue. I'll be right back. Now, when I click on that, well, let's see where this takes us. And this is where I went. Okay. Where did the word barbarian come from? Now, once I seen that H, history, I just was like, no. So this is what I did. I said, I don't like it. I don't like that. So I hit this X right here. Right there. I went to search. And I went, who were the barbarians? A barbarian is a human who is perceived to be either uncivilized or primitive. When I read that, I thought of set apart. Because the rest of the world who thinks they're civilized and they keep these pagan holidays, they love their Walmart that's a pagan holiday super maximum center that just pushes these holidays on us. Soon as one's over, they ain't even over yet. Like the night of Christmas, you get Valentine's Day, and it just keeps going. It's sickening. I can't stand it. So when I thought of that, when I seen that, I said, yeah, I thought right off the bat, I was like, yeah, they were set apart. The designation is usually applied as a generalization based on a popular stereotype. Barbarians can be members of any, let's go to Wikipedia because that's where I went. Can be members of any nation, judged by some to be less civilized or orderly, such as a tribal society, but many also be part of a certain primitive cultural group, such as nomads. You probably know, if you've done like some Google Wikipedia searches, that the purple word is the word you clicked on, right? So you can see I clicked on nomads, which my ethnicity has been referred to as nomads. Let's click on that. A nomad, Middle French, nomad, people without a fixed habitation, which I have never had a fixed habitation, nor none of my people have, is a member of a community without fixed habitation which regularly moves to and from the same areas. Such groups include hunter-gatherers, pastoral nomads owning livestock, and tinkers or trader nomads. In the 20th century, population of nomadic pastoral tribes slowly decreased, reaching to an estimated 30 to 40 million nomads in the world as of 1995. You see that painting right there? My mom paints stuff like that all the time. She's got them all over her walls. A painting by Vincent van Gogh depicting a caravan of nomadic Romani. Romani? That's what I am. Now, it's not that I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of anything. But most people don't even know what that word is. I say Rumna Chell. And I feel embarrassed by saying that to you guys. I don't like saying it. Why? I really don't know. I mean, I kind of know, but there's a part of it that's just mysterious, and it's just weird. I can't explain it. But the world hates us. It hates me, for sure. And I could be around someone that would never see any of that culture in me, and they will eventually hate me, and I could be grand to them, and they would have no reason to, and they just will. It's just how it is. But my people, the true ones, like I told you in the beginning, we don't talk about this. The wannabes, there are lots of people. We call them refs. They're refs. A ref can be either a true Rumnachel who has went off into what we call a Gorja lifestyle. And a Gorja is just anyone that is not a Rumnachel. Or mainly it's a person who is a Gorja who just wants to be a Rumnachel so bad that they can't stand it. Okay? Those people, that kind of ref, they will tell you that they're thoroughbred Rumnachels, but they're not. That's how you can tell a true one from a fake one. If someone comes up and they tell you they are, and they'll tell you that their great-great-grandfather was so-and-so, and they were true 100% purebred Rumnachels, just know right off the bat that they're not. Because a true Rumnachel, if you ask them, they'll look at you, and they don't want to tell you that they are. I don't like talking about it. And the only reason I'm talking about it right now is there's a reason for it, trust me. Have I ever talked about this with y'all before? No, I have not. And I'm not too, I'm not liking it right now. But there's a reason. What I've learned in the last 48 hours is those barbarians were Rumnachels. And what Rumnachels were of the lost tribes of Yasharal. And I've kind of known that for quite some time. There's words of ours that are similar to words of Yasharal. I say mish all the time, don't I? If I was talking to another male Rumnachel, I would call him mush. I do it. I've done it my whole life. Gorja, what people call a Jew, someone from Yasharal, they consider anyone a non-Jew a Gentile. We consider anyone a non-Rumnachel a Gorja. But a ref will say Agaji. That's how you can tell a ref from a real one too. I would never say Gaji. It just sounds so cheesy to me. But a ref will say it about 1,000,000 times to try to prove to you that they are a Wn'T. And I just can't stand it. It just works my nerves, I swear. There's a lot of similarities. And for some reason, my people, who I don't associate with no more, because most of them are really prideful, they look down their nose at any Gorja. If you're a Gorja, then you're a scumbag to them. But in all actuality, these people who are Wn'Ts do some things. Their traditions are so barbaric that it's insane, and I don't like it. And I can't deal with it. So I've been stuck in I guess you could say, a spot of like a in between, like what's the word I'm looking for? Limbo. I've been stuck in like limbo for years. I don't want to be either or. I'm Yasharal. That's who I am. I want to be with my Father, my Abba Yahuwah, and I don't care about none of it, none of the rest of it. I don't care. He chose me. I am of him. I don't want to look down my nose at anyone. I will look up at all times, and I always have. So what he showed me, and I'm not going to bore you with it. You know what I always tell you? Do your own research. If you don't believe me, go through it. And if you don't go through this thoroughly, like I'm showing you, like I've told you I have, and trust me, I have, and that's why I'm not going to go through it, because you could not stand. If you're not a lover of the truth, you won't last a second. I'm a lover of the truth. I've been nose deep. My toes ain't been sticking out of this stuff. This is all I've been wrapped up in, because I love the truth. I love it. I take care of my duties. I've worked and been a father and everything else. But every chance I can, when someone might go watch television, someone goes fishing, someone goes hunting, someone goes golfing, basketball, whatever, I'm in the truth. And if you don't believe it, ask someone that knows me. And they'll tell you that's one of the reasons they don't like me. I can't help it. That's just who I am. I hate being lied to, and I want to know what I have to know to get to my Abba. And I'm pretty sure I have found it. And if you will listen, I can tell you. And that's not pride that's talking right there. That is love. I love you. If it was pride, I wouldn't tell you. I would keep this to myself. And I would say, to hell with y'all, and I would go on, I would think I would be going on to Abba, and you'd be stuck in this hellhole. But I'm telling you, and I keep telling you, even though I know people think I'm an idiot, people think I'm retarded, people think all kinds of things about me. So if that don't show you my intentions, I don't know what will. And if you're not a lover of the truth, you're not going to see it anyway. But if you are, you'll see. If anyone that knows me, they know how horrible it must have been for me to admit this, what I just admitted to y'all. I don't know, like I said in the beginning, if I'll post this, but something tells me I'm probably going to. Because I just have to. All of what he showed me has showed that the barbarians were Wn'T, and the Wn'T are the lost tribe of Yasharal. And I'm not for sure what tribe. I'm thinking Simeon or Gad. I don't know. And I'm not going to be arrogant enough to try to tell you like I know. I don't know what tribe. And I'm sure if I really wanted to go in that direction, he'll show me if I want. And he probably will. But he hasn't showed me that yet. What he has showed me is I've went on and I've looked up Delta barbarians, because that's what I do. and I seen Delta barbarians, and I've seen all kinds of things about pride and humility, and about the star, and about how my people were killed in the Holocaust at Auschwitz, like 6 million of us, because they hate us, they hate our culture. And like I've said, most of my people, they look down their nose at everybody. And as long as I've known them, I'm 40 years old, and as long as I've been here, that's how they've been. And I've looked up my whole life, but they still hate me too. So that can't be the reason. When my people go somewhere, like if they go to McDonald's, they act like you owe them something, and they'll destroy the place and act like it's their right that they get to destroy it, and it's your scumbag obligation to clean up after them. That's how they act. That's their attitude for the most part. I've seen some come around, but I've seen the fakeness in it too. I've tried telling quite a few of them about our Yasharal connection and heritage, and they can't stand that. They hate it. They think I am a psychopath because I think they say, oh, that's the Jew, David. My life has been an absolute battle, no joke, and it's far from over, I'm sure. And who cares? Good, bring it on. I got all I need, and that's Abba Yahuwah and his son Yahusha, the Messiah. I don't need anything else. I'm a lover of the truth. He placed it in my DNA. I don't need anything other than him. He showed me, just like he showed me before about the Grand Junction, that the star is a symbol of pride, and that 666, it all has to do with the sin of pride, which, if you think about it, all sin can be equated to pride. And if you don't believe me, go look it up, because I ain't going to bore y'all with all of that. But trust me when I tell you, but you don't have to, because you probably won't. But it is. And if you want to say I'm wrong, then prove it. Just you saying I'm wrong don't mean a dang thing. You're going to have to prove it to me. And you ain't going to be able to, because what I'm saying, I've proved it. And I can prove it. If you need me to, I will. But I'm not going to right now. But if you need me to, I will do it for you. That star is a symbol of pride. The key to overcoming everything is humility. And I'm going to tell you I'm going to finish this right here. I'm not going to bore you anymore. I'm just going to give you this one little key. And it's so simple. When someone's talking to you, when you're having a conversation with them, if you don't have the understanding, not understanding what they're saying, but the gentleness and the kindness to be understanding, to understand and say, if they tell you something, you say, oh, okay, well, can we look at that and let's see if what you're saying is true? I mean, I don't not believe you, and I don't believe you. Let's look. I love you, brother or sister. Let's go find out. I'm sure you wouldn't be lying to me if, maybe, I don't know, but let's see. And then let's go. But if you've got this attitude where you say, you're crazy. No, oh no, he don't know what he's talking about. Pride, right there. And we know that pride comes before destruction. And I'm telling you that all sin can be equated to pride. If you're prideful, you're not coming. I'm going to tell you right now. But if you've got enough humility where you can say, okay, why I have that? I mean, I used to say I don't know, but I know now because I am of Yasharal. Yahuwah chose me. He put it in my DNA. Why do I say that? It's not arrogance. I've researched it and I've seen that that's what it is. That's what Yahusha came to do. He wrote it on our heart. He told us, showed us the true way to be obedient. And it's not about being obedient, forcing yourself. It's because you just want to, because you love Yahuwah. You love people. You'll do anything for them. You'll love. You'll be more romantic, cheerful, joyful, true than anyone you know. And I know people like that, but there ain't very many. And I ain't one to tell you that someone can't change. I do believe people can change, and I'm praying that anyone who has the capacity to change will do so. If you ain't got the capacity to say, where did you learn this, David? Dottie, can you show me? Because maybe you are right. You have got no humility if you can't do that. If you say, you are full of shit, David, Dottie, and I don't believe a word you say, you're wrong. And you can't show me how I'm wrong. You just know it, but you ain't got no proof. You're full of pride. Bye-bye. You're not coming. And that's not me saying, not me making that up. I'm not telling you from arrogance that you're not coming. I'm telling you that's what the word says. The Most High says it. And if you don't like it, take it up with him. This is not me. I'm repeating what I've seen in the good word, okay? In scripture. That's what it says. If you are not a lover of your neighbor, and love is an action, it takes work. You got to work at it. Just telling someone you love them means nothing. You got to make it a habit. You got to actually work and put effort out. Hence why I'm here. I love y'all. I love you guys. And you know what? I'm going to put post. I'm going to push post as soon as I get off this. I'm going to post it for you. And I didn't want to at the beginning. But I'm going to do it because I love you. And I know that what's going to happen is I'm going to get so much ridicule and people are going to really hate me now. Who cares? I love you. And that far exceeds, it overrides anything that anyone could do to me or say about me. I love you. Shalom, shalom. Peace out. D's out. But I'm be back. You can bet on that.